What's up, reality deviants, and welcome back to our Stream of Blood presentation of Mage, the Ascension Magi of Pittsburgh. We are playing this hoary old game from the 90s where it has a freeform magic system. It's about modern wizards. We've set it in the city of Pittsburgh because that's a city we know and love from our vampire series here on the Stream of Blood, where we play tabletop role-playing games. In case you somehow found this channel and you don't know what you're looking at, we are playing tabletop role-playing games, and specifically we're playing Mage the Ascension today, and we have a fantastic cast who has been helping us build characters for this series and even sort of building the plot of this series. We sort of established them last time. Now we're going to see them in action. I'm really, really excited to play. This is one of my favorite games from when I was a wee little teenager with little peach fuzz hairs growing out of my face. I'm lying. I've never been able to grow facial hair. But from all the way back when I was 16 years old, me and my friends used to hang out in my buddy Brad's basement and play this game, mostly incorrectly. But this time we're going to get it right. And we're using Jared Logan's own hack of the magic system. Jared Logan's Mage the Ascension magic system, TM, that kind of updates the magic system for V5, for the new edition of some of these World of Darkness games that are coming out. Let's bring in the cast and let's start molding reality to fit our vision. This guy, you can see him as a member of the Kinahora on our Blood and Blade series. He's a fantastic comedian from Denver, and we're so happy to have him here as Avi Dreyfus, a grad student, a mental health patient, and a worker of Gematria. Please welcome Aaron Urist, everybody.
Hello.
What's up, Aaron? How's it going, buddy?
It's going well. I'm excited to be here.
So since last we played, have you noticed maybe anything odd happening around you? Maybe reality conforming to your will a little bit?
Yeah. I've been having all these sort of obsessive thoughts about numerology and cosmology and stuff, and a lot of weird dreams.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some. Yeah, that's gonna happen. You might actually be on your way to awakening yourself, Aaron.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and you might become a magic user.
That makes me feel scared, but also excited.
Yeah, I think you could. What would you do if you could kind of change reality? Like if you could cast a spell today after we're done role playing, because I need you here for the next couple hours. What would you go and do?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what kind of spheres I would have.
Yeah, have you ever tried making yourself? Have you ever tried making yourself as a player character in a game?
I have not tried to do.
You always kind of. I find I always kind of have to lie. I'm always kind of like charisma. That's probably pretty high.
Yeah,
and you're like, and then show my wife my character sheet of me, and she'd be like, "I think the charisma is too high. I think it's."
I don't know how mine would go. I would look at it and be like, "Oh wow, this character early on in character creation really put a lot of points into joint rolling." Okay,
that's your specialty in craft.
Right. Yeah.
That's your specialty in the skill craft. I'm going to bring in a player with a 10 charisma.
Is that good?
She is a fantastic actor and law student, and created such an interesting character last time. Her character, Maria, is a hollow one and a member of the Queer Liberation Front, also a medic who specializes in life magic. Please welcome our friend, Sara Rose Caplan, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you.
What about you? Have you been noticing any glitches in the Matrix since you created your character? Maybe noticed that maybe reality is an illusion?
Oh, I mean, let's be real. We've all known that forever.
Right, of course. Yeah. You were already aware.
Yeah. No, glitch in the Matrix. Yeah. I work for the city for right now, and the whole thing feels like an experiment in how fucked up your Matrix can get.
Right. No, I feel you. Yeah, I guess there's this theory, that reality is a simulation or a simulacrum, and then some people who like Aaron smoke a lot of weed, or who I guess just want to be controversial. They kind of say it's true. Like I think like Elon Musk is one of the people that's like, that's true. Reality is a simulation.
Yeah.
City government's definitely a
Don't
glitch, but
me in there, man. I was talking about my early life. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
right.
not
I mean, years ago when Aaron used to experiment in narcotics. It's ago.
Canon that Aaron and Elon Musk are best friends, right?
I like this.
I'm not trying to throw you together with old Elon, Aaron. I apologize. That's not what I meant at all. I was talking about you a moment ago, and now I'm talking about a separate group that it contains only Elon Musk. Do you agree with that idea that reality might be, some kind of computer simulation or something like that, Sarah?
Me?
Yeah.
Listen, you're talking to an undergraduate philosophy major. So I spent many a 3 a.m. in a shitty dorm room talking about this. But
wow.
But no, I don't.
Yeah,
we can't prove it's not. I'll give Elon that. No way to prove it isn't.
I'll give Elon and Joe Rogan that it's impossible to prove it's not. Well, I'm glad that you think it's not. I don't think it is either, or at least if it is, it doesn't matter to me in any way between now and when I die. So, but I love that you were a philosophy major. Do you have a favorite philosopher? I like to read some philosophy. I always wanted to be a philosophy major, didn't get to do it, and now I force these kind of conversations on other people in normal life.
My go-to favorite is David Hume.
David Hume. He's kind of back in history a little bit, right?
Early modern guy. We're talking 1700s.
Well, let me tell you something. If you have favorite philosophers, you will be good at Mage the Ascension, as we found out last time. Let's bring in my personal favorite philosopher. She is a dungeon master, game master, actor, and her character, Charlotte Mazur, is a sort of a witch or a verbena. She thought that was funny that verbena was the name of a tradition that kind of works magic based on dates and time and seasons. Also a really good bartender. Please welcome Amy Vorpahl, everybody.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Or
good morning.
We're not saying that what time of day it is because who knows when this is going to go.
This actually will go in the morning because normally our vampire spot is in the morning. So it's all, it's again, wow, more time synchronicity for Amy.
And time is an illusion.
Time's an illusion too.
Lifted. God,
one I do believe.
I'm covered in cat hair. Is that?
Oh, I didn't realize that you were also wearing a shirt for your character, Aaron. That is awesome.
Yeah. So
I actually didn't even think about this.
Oh.
Everybody show your character shirts now. Go.
I'm just black, but I did make this a choice.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Amy, favorite philosopher, go.
Oh my goodness. Can Brene Brown count?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait. Now I'm showing my ignorance. I don't know who that is. Renee Brown.
Oh, Brene.
Brene Brown.
Yeah.
Right here, American Professor.
She's a vulnerability and shame researcher by trade, but also she writes a bunch of books and just has a bunch of. It's like an amazing. She just thinks about the human experience in a very. She combines emotional with actual data in a way that makes a lot of sense, and she puts words to things where you're like, oh yeah, I have experienced that. Thanks for giving it a name. Now I can communicate a little bit better. So
wow. You just taught me about someone I didn't know. That's really cool. And I think she's definitely counts. She's definitely a philosopher.
Yeah, I think so.
My therapist had me watch her TED
philosophers.
Talks.
Your what, Aaron?
I said my therapist had me watch her TED Talks.
Yes.
Exactly. And my therapist makes me watch so many TED Talks. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good sign when your therapist is like, just watch this TED Talk.
It gives you, I will say, it gives you a shared vocabulary with therapists at that point. So then,
yeah,
like what they're talking about, then you can understand what they're talking about. And I think that's what her main, or for me, that's what she does, is just give names to things that we otherwise are going, duh, I'm human. I don't know. So
Totally. Yeah.
And I know, Amy, as a DM, you're trying to turn vulnerability and shame researcher into a character class. Isn't that
right? Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
The character name is just, or the character class name is just super deep. Just
super deep.
Super deep. Yes,
yeah.
I'm a gnome. Super deep.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely get into vulnerability and shame today during our game. Are you guys ready to play some Mage the Ascension?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
After where
yes.
we ended last time with Sara just kind of nailing it.
Yeah.
Is what I'll say. Then yes, I am. Very ready.
Sara did in fact nail it, and we now know
really?
that just with a very brief recap, these three mages, Magi, they live in Pittsburgh. Their sort of default headquarters is a bar called Marty's in the South Shore, where Charlotte, Amy's character, tends bar, and they kind of have come together. We'll find out later. Maybe we'll find out why they are close knit at this point, but they're already a cabal, and they're sort of outside of a lot of the mage community in Pittsburgh because they belong to kind of strange magical beliefs, traditions, cultures. Maybe not strange, but just a little bit outside of some of the other magical traditions and cultures in Pittsburgh. And so I guess they've banded together. And last episode, after our friend Avi, Aaron's character, had a close call with an SUV, and after Maria, Sarah's character, delivered a delicious avocado toast in the morning.
I could not stop talking about that use of magic. That was
yes.
I told my boyfriend about that.
That's
You'll
the
never
best use
believe
of magic.
What happened in this magic game where anything could happen.
Beautiful tomato magic.
This woman found a delectable tomato.
Look, I encourage that use of magic because the more you roll, the more you're going to build up paradox, and eventually that tomato is going to try to eat you or something.
Yeah, tomato paradox.
So I very much encourage that.
I like that it wasn't just to create a tomato; it was to find the best tomato.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yes.
And I think you critted the roll too, Sara, which was hilarious. And then of course, Amy's character Charlie. She was interested in a guy who was sitting at the bar, so she made closing time happen a little earlier by channeling the power of Labor Day. Also, the favorite sentence I've had playing a game lately. So that's when when Maria and Avi came running into the bar and said, "Stop, forget about your date. We've got a problem." And I want to go back and I want to find out exactly what happened. I think you're telling them the story, Maria, but we are going to see a flashback.
Oh,
and
cool.
So tell me about this protest that was happening the night before. What was going on?
Okay. So this was a classic, fascist, right-wing, just press protest. I think they were protesting at a Planned Parenthood that, there had been a story going around conservative Twitterverse that this Planned Parenthood was giving abortions to children who weren't even pregnant.
Right, okay. Giving abortions to the non-pregnant.
The non-pregnant. They were just aborting everyone. And
now, we could say that sounds absurd, except that does sound like something that would go around on Twitter at this point. Okay.
And this was just the fodder for a right-wing rally that coalesced here. And I think Maria and her compatriots were there to counter-protest.
Right, and it starts getting very heated the way these things can sometimes go. And it's actually getting into the evening where, after the main protest kind of dies off, the people that are like, I ain't going home, those types, who kind of want to, that are there maybe a little bit for the chaos or sticking around. And so at this point, that's when kind of isolated scuffles started breaking out. You and your friends in the Queer Liberation Front are keeping a close eye on everything, but it's now also not focused right around the clinic. It's sort of moving around into like the blocks around. So you guys you're spread a little thin, kind of trying to. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what your group, whom you took also as allies, I think, right?
We did.
What do they do in a situation like this? Like, what is their mission when they're out at a protest like this?
So, mission number one is to keep people safe.
Mm-hmm.
So, we kind of walk through the crowd. First, we're street medics, so we make sure we take actual emergency care, but we're kind of like walking through the crowd, laying hands, strengthening bodies, using our life magic, just giving people sort of resolve, stamina, harder skin for when they're hit by batons, that sort of thing.
Great.
We're a support class in these.
Great. So I think that your character Maria is kind of, having to keep an eye on a lot. She sees that like the different scuffles are breaking out, but like I said, it's all not as focused as it was before. And she finally comes upon just a group of guys. They've got their red caps on, and they're just like screaming at like a group of teenagers. And it's not okay screaming. It's not like we believe in something. It's like fuck you. Hey, you're ending. Do you realize you're ending Western civilization? Do you realize that? Do you realize have you read? And being just really kind of virulent and disgusting. Now, are these teenagers part of a protest? Part of the protest against the counter protest? Are they, pro-choice? That's not really important. What is important is that you watch as one of them lifts a big, cut off chunk of concrete out of the corner of the street and just chucks it at the Proud Boys. And before you can get there, before you can do anything, actually, you're a mage. If you're watching this, maybe you can do something. Let me ask you that. This big chunk of concrete is flying straight at these guys. What did you do?
Well, let me ask you. I don't have any correspondence magic, so am I able to affect things at this distance?
Really great question. Correspondence is affecting things at a distance, or like the connection between things in space. But if you can see something, you're considered there. So you don't necessarily, correspondence would help if you were trying to do something 100 yards away like a sniper, but it's not necessary if you can see.
I see. So this concrete brick is flying at this man, and this angry man in a red hat.
That's right. And that's about all you can see from this distance. They're
see.
kind of over on like a median in between streets, like having this altercation in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I think that, generally, Maria does not want people to get hurt in a normal kerfuffle. This is the sort of thing. She might cast some matter magic. She might just soften this concrete up a little bit. But I think in this particular case, Maria is an incredibly protective person. She is super composed, but watching a group of angry adult men yelling at these teens, whatever these teens believe, I think she hesitates, and I don't think that she would cast anything.
That is super interesting. A moment of kind of, first do no harm. You're kind of leaving it alone for a second. Yeah, that means you don't have to prevent it. You could just heal him afterward, right? No problem. And so the concrete connects hard with one of the guys.
Catch a brick, asshole.
Right in his face. And he immediately kind of goes down and skids across, out into the street a little bit. And that's when his friends sort of descend on the teenagers. The teenagers, by the way, again, they don't look like they're there to fight. They look like they might have just been passing through and started getting harassed. So there are 3 of them, 2 girls and 1 young man. And, they're wearing big coats and stuff. Actually, no, wait, what time of year is it? Let's find out. Need a D12. Actually, let's just be simple. It's this time of year. It's exactly this time of year. So they're not wearing big coats. They're like wearing tank tops and like t-shirts and stuff. So anyway, they're just getting descended on by like there's like 7 of the other group, and they're coming in to like really start hitting them and punching them. So what do you want to do, Maria, at that point?
Oh, well, I think number 1 is protect the kids. So,
okay. How are you going to do that?
How far away are these kids from the...
I'm going to say from you right now, I mean, there's like 50 yards between you and this group. Like, that's why you kind of just noticed it and you know.
But these guys are like descending.
They're on top of them practically right now.
On top of them. Okay.
And cars are actually going by and like stopping and beeping because this is, you know, this was happening in a median in the middle of a street. So now it's like spilling out onto the street in the way of the cars.
I think in that case, this is going to be interesting because I'm not sure what kind of magic I can cast for this. I want to make like a siren noise, but I'm not sure that would be in my magical toolbox.
Let's see. Yeah, so isn't that interesting? Let's look at what you have. So our friend Maria is versed in life, matter, and a little bit of mind. So making a siren noise probably wouldn't be inside of your toolbox. So you got to get creative. Or another thing you can always try is not using magic. So you could just run over there. I see that you have taken a foreign brawl with the specialty cop fights.
Yeah.
And I'm going to rule that would apply here. These guys aren't cops, but that would apply.
They're all just off-duty cops.
I think we're running over. I think, you know, I'm definitely like doing my best to yell to my fellow QLF members, but I'm guessing they're scattered.
Yeah, well, why don't we do this? Why don't you roll a charisma plus your allies rating? Or you could roll composure plus your allies rating if you prefer.
I mean, I'd always prefer composure.
The number of successes you get is the number of QLFs who are responding immediately.
2.
Okay. So you see as some of your friends, like your allies, your QLF medics, like are running from other directions toward this. But now you are up to the fight, and it's already happening. Let's see what these guys have done. Let's see what kind of damage they've done. These pieces of shit. They're critting hard all over these teenagers. You've got to do something. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That sounded celebratory. These very bad people are hurting people.
Yeah.
So you could wade in along with your fellow medics and get them apart, or what do you want to do?
I'm gonna wade in. I'm gonna start throwing hands. It's brawl time. I think Maria, her life magic, when she casts it, it is a laying hands magic, and she's trying it doesn't even have to be a good hit. She's trying to make contact with each of these red hats, and with each punch, she is just trying to drain their strength.
Oh, okay. This is really interesting. So you're adding your life ability to your brawl attack, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I'd like you to do. First, let's cast the spell. So this is coincidental. Getting hit with a punch does drain your strength. Only in this case, it drains a lot more when Maria hits you, right?
That's so cool.
So it's totally coincidental. So please roll 1 die and see if you gain paradox. If it's 6 or above, you don't gain paradox.
It's a 1.
A 1. So you didn't gain any paradox. So now your highest fear that you're...
Doesn't that mean she does?
Oh, I think it was if you fail the roll, right?
Oh.
Did I get that wrong?
Oh,
did I get my own game wrong? I sometimes
No,
do.
sorry. I misunderstood. I thought she said one was on the die. You know me. I'm trying to make things fail really bad.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess this is a rule where you kind of no. Yeah, you're actually right, Amy. I'm so sorry. You absolutely are right. If you get a 6 or above, you succeed, so you don't get more paradox, right? Let me just look at my rules.
I critically failed that paradox check.
Yeah, you rolled a 1, so you do.
I'm definitely on Sarah's side, but I also want shit to go really bad.
We're playing.
I want shit to go bad too. Don't. Let's not even. Don't worry about that. Okay. If you roll a 6 or above, you gain 0 paradox. If you roll 5 or below, you gain +1 paradox. Okay, great.
Okay.
So, sorry, I forgot my own rule there for a second. So, yes, you do gain a point of paradox, even though it's coincidental. The highest sphere used, are you like putting all of your life magic into this life 3?
Yeah, I seeing a bunch of kids being beat up. That is like her trigger.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I'm positive. So your difficulty is the highest sphere used in the casting, which for you is life 3, but you're also fast casting. So that's going to be a +1 difficulty. So your difficulty is 4. So you're going to roll, I think, it could be strength plus life, since you're brawling.
Can I do brawl? Or does it have to be natural?
No, because we're going to do a strength plus brawl roll. Tell me how many successes you got there, and then we'll do that. We'll activate the life spell. So, give me a strength plus brawl roll.
That is 2 successes and 3 ones.
2 successes and 3 ones. Oh, okay. That's the ones don't count unless you fail, and I didn't give you a specific goal that you had to hit. So you got 2 successes on your brawl. So your brawl is not being very effective until you throw this life magic behind it. And then, yes, I do need you to roll strength plus your sphere of life. So that's 5 dice. And you're trying to get 4 successes. Not super positive that's going to happen. And remember, so there's ways you can get more. Are you using a magical tool? You can get the difficulty down.
I mean, I just think her life magical tool is her first aid kit. It's really healing focused. So
yeah.
I don't think so.
So no, and let's see if there's any other way you could get the difficulty down, because there's several ways. So your regular brawling's not doing much good yet, and then you try. Here we go. Another way to get the difficulty down is casting near a node or sacred place or in a sanctum. No, you're not. You can't spend time, and you don't have a token connected to the target. Nope, you're just rolling and seeing you can do it. Go for it.
This is 4 paradox dice, right? As part
Woo! Yeah, it's 4 paradox dice too.
Okay, that's 2 successes, so I failed.
You failed. Is there
Oh no, 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, you still fail. Are any of the paradox dice a 1?
Yes.
Okay, you burn your paradox and you have a paradox backlash.
Don't you need 2 of them be 1s or 10s though?
I have
2 must be 10 to crit, but only you can fail and have a 1 on a paradox die, and you get a paradox backlash.
Got it.
Okay, so for you, here's what happens. If the spell was cast on a target, it bounces back and affects the mage. Every time your fist hits these guys, strength leaves you.
Can I make a pitch here?
Yes, please.
I'm thinking, if it's canon that we're going to find out these Proud Boys are robots, it's not a surprise my life magic isn't working right.
That is not a surprise, except here's what happens.
Oh.
You are just completely enervated to where you have 0 strength from just throwing a couple of punches. And then you kind of like fall to your knees, like completely out of energy. And you fall to your knees right beside the Proud Boy who took the concrete in the face. Your QLF friends, 2 of them whom came in, are doing their best. And they managed to actually get some of the Proud Boys off these teenagers. And the teenagers are just like running now. So you luckily got your QLF guys over there to help you, because your magic went horribly wrong. The Proud Boys are taking hits from your QLF members. Like they're like there's blood. Like, so they're not all robots, right? Like you're foreshadowing what you learn, but here's how and when you learn it. You're laying there beside the guy that took the concrete ahead, and you see that there's like a big dent in his face, and it seems like the front of his face is caved in by it. There's no blood, though. It just looked like he's crumpled like an aluminum can. And then as you watch, like, pop, 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 like it very subtly, saw small parts of him start to like kind of expand again and go concave again. And then suddenly his eyes open and he stands up like, I don't know, like a vampire. He's like that. And so when you see this, and you're the only one seeing it, by the way, because everybody else is really distracted, and you see him kind of turning with malice back toward your friends, what do you do then? Oh, and by the way, your strength is so drained right now, you can't do anything physical. You're literally like a pile of limp noodles right now.
Can I still do magic?
You can still do magic, though.
Okay. All right, I have a question about coincidental magic.
Great, ask it.
Coincidental, we will get bounced back if we're not doing coincidental magic, even if there are no witnesses, right? It's like the consensus is...
Yeah, so if you do magic that's not coincidental in front of sleepers, people that aren't magicians, then it's a little tougher. You automatically gain 2 paradox. If you do magic that's not coincidental, that's obviously magical, and there are no sleepers around, you automatically gain 1 paradox. And then every time you roll that die to see if you gain a little more.
Got it. Okay. Well, this feels like desperate times. Maria is shit tired. I think she's gonna go for a fuck it moment. I'm gonna bust out that matter magic. I'm probably wearing my Freemason apron over. It's like probably part of my garb. I'm gonna reach in for my trowel, which is just my magical token, and I am just going to like stab it into the ground with my last bit of strength. And I am going to try to cast some matter magic here. I want the street on which this vampiric, creepy Proud Boy is standing to just like collapse under his feet. I'm trying to ensnare him in the asphalt.
Okay.
Oh my!
I love it. That's completely magical. Very obviously magical. You do have witnesses around. This could go really rough for you. You are using a tool at least, though. So let's see. That's a matter. Let's see. What is your matter score?
I have matter 2. Can I do this?
Okay. Yeah. So with matter 2, generally you can change like the like you could make it molten asphalt for a minute. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you could kind of change its state. It stays asphalt, but you kind of make it kind of hot asphalt for a minute. Do you want to try that, or?
Yeah, I want to try that. I'm just trying to sink him in a little bit. I'm just trying to catch him.
So the difficulty is, let's see. It's going to be difficulty is 2 plus 1, so difficulty 3 because you're casting a vulgar spell. Oh, but it's with witnesses, so that it's actually difficulty 4. But you are kind of, using the trowel, like, which is your magical tool. You are a former Freemason who was ejected from the Freemasons, and you're stabbing it into the earth. That's going to give you a -1 difficulty. So you only need to get 3 successes. And what attribute do you want to combine with your matter magic to cast?
This feels like a composure moment to me. This feels like she's confronted with this thing beyond her, and she's just having to react in the moment.
Perfect. So go ahead and take 2 more paradox, and then roll a die to see if you get 3 more.
1 more paradox.
Okay.
I get an additional 3 or 3 total?
Yeah, you get an additional 3 because vulgar with witnesses always creates, always automatically gives you some paradox. So what's your dice pool of composure plus matter?
It is 7.
Okay, and how many of those are paradox dice?
Well, so when you say I got my 2 just up front from doing vulgar magic, and then 3 on top of that?
No, then you got the 1 because you rolled. Yeah.
Okay. So 3
and
of those
then whatever you already had.
Because I just cleared out my paradox.
Oh, you cleared it. That's right. So how many paradox do you have?
3 now.
Okay, great. Here we go.
Four successes.
4 successes is enough. We said you only needed 3. And so
Yeah.
you, with your last bit of strength, you stab your trowel into the ground, and you kind of like, what do? Do you say something Freemasony? What is the spell? Is it just stabbing the trowel? What is it?
That's a great question. Yeah, let's do it. Let's yell some esoteric shit. I think I'm gonna yell. What's a? Okay, I'm gonna yell. Monumental Shakti Day!
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so when
Legit.
you do that, suddenly this guy, he's like getting up, and suddenly he sinks down because the entire street around him is like gone molten, hot, sizzling asphalt, like, and he's like suddenly slipping in it, and it's like burning. It's burning his legs because you've changed the state of the matter, and he's like, and he runs, and the embankment into the river is right nearby, and you see him start stumbling down into the river, so he kind of flees, and after that you guys have your hands busy with his friends who eventually run off, and that is the story that you tell your cabal when you come into Marty's on this particular evening. That is exactly what happened. And thank you. That also helped us review how the magic rules work a little bit. And so now the Cabal can talk and decide what they want to do. I would ask, in particular, Aaron's character Avi and Amy's character Charlotte, what they think of the technocracy, which are sort of the villains of this game who do things like create, robot Proud Boys to hurt people. So go ahead, and you guys are having a little scene. Maybe you have some beers or whatever your drink of choice is at Marty's.
Is this night of or next day?
This happened. The flashback we just had was from the last night. You just told them the story.
And Jerry, my ex-date, is he still there, or I've sent him away? Probably.
It's up to you. Actually, I think he's going to hang out until you send him away.
Okay.
He's looking at his phone.
I guess I've told him to chill out for a second because I don't know why my friends are here, but I imagine it's something we always can solve something pretty quickly. So I'm telling him to hang out because I think this is going to be a 30-minute affair. But now we're in it, and I probably have forgotten that he's like in a corner nursing a beer.
Yeah, he's looking at his phone and drinking a beer. And right now he seems fine. So let's see how long this. So Maria just told you the story. That took some time anyway. So
yeah. I guess as far as what I think about the technocracy, like being a little new to this, I don't know. It being new to Verbena and all of that. I think all of Verbena in Pittsburgh is super anti-technocracy. So I've kind of drunk that Kool-Aid while they're teaching me. So yeah, as I think it's evil. Yeah, I think I hate technocracy.
I think that's true. And just to let you know, you do know of some Verbena that keep their kind of like sanctum out on Gravity Hill, which is out in this suburb. They're the only Verbena in Pittsburgh. And you are not a part of their cabal because you practice kind of a different kind of magic than they do. But they are, they do know that you are a sister of the Verbena, and they are willing to help you. They're called the Reclaimers.
Okay, so the Gravity Hill Reclaimers. It rolls right off the tongue.
Of course. So the Reclaimers are out there. They're like suburban housewives and moms.
We're like very different.
Yeah, yes, exactly. They do like magic, while they take their kids to school. So
the Reclaimers.
Yeah, the Reclaimers. So they're out there, and that's just a potential. Since you mentioned the Verbena, if you wanted to talk to somebody about anything that's going on, there's someone you know about. Go ahead, guys. I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, Avi? What's your reaction to all of this?
I don't like the technocracy. I don't like them and what they do. They implant chips in people's heads and under their skin and speak to them through their dreams and while they're awake, and no.
I don't. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm not sure. Is that real?
Yeah, of course it's real.
Yeah, you know better than I. You would know better than I would.
Real. I mean, that's. I mean, it's sort of besides the point whether it's real or not. They make it real,
right?
Right.
Well, that's what I've heard too. I mean, I don't know obviously if it's real or not, but that's what the Verbena folks are all up in arms about as well.
That's right. So, yeah, you've heard all kinds of stories, and Avi sounds like a paranoid person when he talks about it as he rattles it off. But you've heard that they do all kinds of mind control things through the television, through the internet, that they send dreams to people. All of this sort of paranoid rhetoric could be true about the technocracy. But if you guys want to know some specific things about the Pittsburgh technocracy, Avi, you could roll something.
I would love to know that. Yeah,
that sounds good, right?
Let's do it.
Let's see. Why don't we go with your intelligence plus? Okay. I think the technocracy, being a secret organization, count as an enigma.
Okay. All right. Well, then, in that case, my dice pool is 10.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah, the more successes,
the more successes you get, the more you know about them.
Okay. And what is a success for me?
A success is a 6 or above.
Okay. All right. That's 7. Oh, no. 6 successes.
That's a lot. That's an enormous amount. So I think that you have
I'm sorry, it is 7 successes.
That's great. So I think through the various different groups that have tried to recruit you, they've really given you kind of a tutorial. And what you learn is that Carnegie Mellon is some sort of headquarters for the technocracy in Pittsburgh. They used to be here in great numbers. In fact, this used to be thought of as kind of a technocracy city back in the early days of Pittsburgh, when it was an industrial hub, when the steel mills were pumping out, the great girders that went into New York skyscrapers. The technocracy ruled this city, and it was hard for mages of the traditions to even move around here safely. But as the 20th century wore on, into the 70s, 80s, and 90s, a lot of those companies closed down. And finally, just a couple of years ago, during the Trump administration, a lot of science funding was cut. And the technocracy sort of pulled up stakes, and most of them left Pittsburgh to its own devices as not like a super important city for their ultimate plan. And so since then, a lot of mages like you guys have kind of filtered back into the city. It's a little safer now. There are less Big Brother watching you all the time. But the only lead you really have is that supposedly the main technocratic construct, that's what they call their sort of churches, was somewhere in Carnegie Mellon, which is a truly gigantic campus, by the way. They own like 80 buildings in central Pittsburgh.
Mm. Well, the technocracy used to be over at Carnegie Mellon, but they moved. They're not there anymore. I mean, they're there, but they're not. They don't walk there.
Well, what do you think, Maria? What did it look like? I mean, obviously, if they were making robots out of Proud Boys, or at least androids, then, I mean, are there other factions that they're targeting, or do you think it's just Proud Boys, or did you get any sense of other robots, or was it just this one?
I only saw the one. I basically passed out afterwards. I told you how my drain punches went. Normally I'm so good at those, but
you are, yeah. It's one of my favorite things about you.
Yeah. I just saw this one. I'd have to assume there were others scattered, but I do know that some of the other Red Hats were definitely taking damage. So it wasn't like they were all robots. They were
right.
I should have tracked it. I fucked up there, but
oh my gosh, I think I feel like we need more information before we start making decisions about what to do, because we might need, we don't know how strong they are. Like, do they just have that one android, or is there already an army in Pittsburgh?
It's a good question. I mean, it could be anyone.
Well, you two are kind of the two magi I feel safest with, but there are those other, you know, I mean, I just shake my head at them because, oh boy, just a bunch of Karens up on Gravity Hill. But we could, I know they're I mean, it's one of their favorite things to talk about, you know, and there's just so much drama around the technocracy that they love it so much. But there somewhere in there might be some real information.
I think we can use all the information we can get. I mean, I can call up, you know, like Pittsburgh Antifa, Pittsburgh for the People. I can call some of these organizations, see if they've encountered any weirdness recently as well.
I think that's a great idea. Do you want to each make a roll to get in touch with these different contacts? So, Amy, because Charlotte did not take them as a contact, she can't just automatically like set a meeting with them. Okay. Let's see what her relationship is actually like with these Karens.
Yeah. Okay.
So would she just call them up, or would she go and see the one that she's talked to the most is an older one? You know that her mundane name, her like the name she goes by is Barbara.
Yeah, it is. Of course it is. Okay, Barbara. Yeah. Barbara, and is she like a leader, or is she kind of an aspirational?
She's the leader of the coven.
Oh my God. Hey, Barb. Okay, what would I do? I guess, well, I do have a bunch of etiquette. So I feel like I would know, or I could maybe roll to know the best way to, you know, like, is it bringing a plate of brownies or something like that?
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah, I love that. Why don't you, so you're going to just go visit her like during the day?
Well, I guess, can I just say that I would know the best way to kind of massage the relationship?
I think so. I think that I'd love a roll. So if you want to roll, I like to roll a lot in my games. If you like to roll your charisma for fitting in, which I think applies.
Yes.
Plus your etiquette. Your specialty in etiquette is simmer down. I don't think that applies. You're kind of trying to kind of set a meeting with these gals.
But that's still 8.
That's a great amount of dice. You know what? That's so many dice. I still want to see how many successes you get.
Okay. Is it just straight rolling or no paradox?
Just straight rolling, no paradox, because there's no magic involved.
Okay, just fitting in. What does fitting in get me?
1 extra die.
Oh, really? So that's 9. That's 9 dice.
Roll that big pile and see how well this goes.
Okay, this is gonna go really well, I think. Okay. I have a 10, an 8, a 9, an 8. Oh man, only 4, but still 4.
That's really, really good. And
it is good. Okay.
Soon you're sitting in Barbara's house and she's in her lazy boy and she's like, "These are delicious, dear." And she's got like a Steelers jersey on. And she's got Fox News going behind you, but she's turned it on mute.
Okay, good. Yeah, I made it. Marty let me use his kitchen. I've just been dabbling. You know, it's so much fun to bake, and I mean, you can see the little decorations. I put little stars on there. It's just for fun. I tried to make it look like a night sky.
There's power in baking, isn't there?
Yes.
You create something that goes into their body.
Exactly. I'm a vessel for their insides.
Yeah, a vessel for their insides. Well, I wouldn't have put it quite like that.
Right. Well,
sweetheart, I can tell you're a true sister of the earth.
I'm so trying to be, and I just appreciate you taking this meeting. I know you're so busy, and
I'm very, very busy.
Well, yeah.
We are in the middle of a great working.
Oh.
Yes.
Is the work? Can I ask you about the work, or have I not? I don't know what my clearance is with Ravina.
Well, dear, I prefer not to say. I know some of the other ladies wouldn't like it if I told you. I shouldn't have mentioned it. Well, why are you here?
Can I want to. Okay, now I'm interested, and I want to maybe cast some magic to get her, yeah, I just want to massage and like take
the
her,
magic.
make more temperature. Yeah, I do actually. If she's reticent about releasing this information, it might be exactly what I'm looking for, and I don't like. This isn't a time for me to just bow down and say yes how you like it. I need to know some stuff. So I want to maybe like I kind of want to trick her into thinking like I'm so dumb I wouldn't understand what she's talking about. But also get her to start talking in a way where it's like, oh, that of course would be way over my head.
That's great. I think that sounds like mind magic, right?
Yeah, and I have So I have three. I have three in mind, and I think she's made us some tea or coffee. And I'd love to spike it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's no problem. I mean, it's like alcohol, is your mind tool. And so this is so coincidental because if someone gets a little drunk, they do spill more, right? So here's what I want. I want you to roll to spike the to do your kind of like ritual, which is spiking it, and then the spell will be quite easy, right? You just have to roll. You have to give me I think it's dexterity to get something, to slip something in, plus stealth. And if you can give me, that gives you 4 dice, I think.
That does give me 4.
If you give me just 1 success, you got a little nip of alcohol in without her seeing.
Ooh.
What Karen doesn't love a little tipple in her decaf at night, So.
Oh my gosh, I got 2 successes, and one of them is a 10.
Okay, then you succeed. If you got 2 10s, that would be a critical, but you only got 1.
I did.
So you do succeed, and that means you have done your ritual perfectly. And so now you can roll your coincidental mind magic. It sounds like you're just kind of nudging her mind to something she might already think, which means mind 2 is high enough. And it's coincidental, so your difficulty is pretty low. You can roll your mind plus like whatever attribute you think would go along with your mind right now.
Okay. Attribute. I mean, I think we're still on charisma.
I think so too. Charisma plus mind, and let me make sure I know the difficulty. So difficulty equals the highest sphere in your casting, mind 2. And it's not fast cast, and you only need 1 success. Go ahead and because you used your magical tool perfectly. So
I'm going to switch it to make it manipulation to be more fair, actually, because
that's fine.
Okay, so that'll give me 6 dice. And then do I do paradox for this?
You would add your paradox that you already have, and you should roll to see if you get more, because you always roll to see if you get more.
I got an 8 on the die, so I don't think I get more. So that's 6 dice, and 3 of them are paradox then.
Okay.
These are more red. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 successes.
3 successes. And she's like, you see, you haven't walked widdershins around the ash tree enough to even understand the type of working that my sisters and I are creating. The soul of Pittsburgh, things like cities, they can adopt a gender. And you know that the Verbena, and particularly the Reclaimers, seek to protect the women of this city, but the soul of Pittsburgh, it is male. We're going to flip it. We're going to change the city's sex, and that will change everything. The mystery of the female will be open in this city, and it will affect the traffic flow, the moods of its citizens, the seasons. Oh, but it is a long and intricate working, darling. I'm afraid you have not been initiated into all of our mysteries.
No, I understand. Would it affect the hours that Target's open?
Yes, possibly. It could affect, and you know that's an important site for some of our workings. Target. I prefer to use a Walmart.
Right. I guess I'm so. It's not even worth asking because I mean, just look at me. But I just wonder how that even is possible to flip a gender of a city, and where would you even begin, and who would you even target?
Well, we are doing a lot of great work in the spirit realm. We've walked the hidden paths, the trods that sleeper eyes can't see. If your eyes are closed, you can't see, can you, honey?
No, and if you're asleep, your eyes are closed.
She's 72.
Oh, yeah. I guess, Barbara, I came to you because I just wanted to see where you stood on. I've just heard you guys are always talking, and it sounds like fun gossip, and I just don't even know how to break into your conversations about the technocracy. So I just wonder if that has anything.
Technocracy?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you bring them up?
Well, I hear the girls. I've been to a few of the luncheons, and when that subject comes up, it's almost like there's. Well, you guys are always nodding and smiling.
That's why I keep the Fox News on. They monitor what we watch. If they can see you've been watching Fox News, they'll never target your house for a surveillance operation.
Barbara, thank God.
Listen to me. The way to deal with the technocracy is to stay quiet. Do not practice vulgar working. And don't make a scene. The reclaimers have survived because we stay quiet. Now, I know there are people that say technocracy has moved out of this city, but there's always someone out there watching. They never sleep.
What if they're
like us?
Well, what if they're getting louder? You said for us to be quiet, but I. Bless
What do you mean getting louder?
I guess if, just hypothetically, if they were to cause, I don't know, to come out of whatever shadows they're hiding under, is there a way for us to fight back?
They, a lot of them, they put machines in their bodies. Do you know how to see the heartbeat, dear? Do you know how to feel someone's blood from far away?
Pam was trying to teach me the other day, but no, I don't know that yet.
Pam don't know shit, honey. Pam is a sweet girl, but Pam doesn't know how to feel the rhythm of the heart blood. Let me teach you a technique. And what she will do is teach you what I'm going to call a rote. It's not what I call a rote. It's what the game calls a rote. So what is your life level? Do you have life magic?
I have 1 life magic.
That's enough. That's all she needs. You don't have any matter magic though, do you?
No.
Oh, but you have spirit magic. You know about the trods and the spirit ways. That might be enough. So she's going to teach you a technique for sussing out when someone's spirit has been compromised by technology, or when their life path pattern has been compromised by technology, you'll be able to find cyborgs.
Yes, oh man, that's so cool.
She does it with tea. She's like, you'll need tea or a drink that has something in it. And
what about Long Island iced tea?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, anything. Ice is good. Ice is good. So when you're watching them, you stir it up real good, and you take a drink and you let that sip wash over you. Then you open your eyes and you look down, and the ice will tell you. They'll tell you what's in their blood.
Should I practice this? Could I do that? Could I practice it on you?
Yeah. Practice, honey.
Okay, I'm gonna go get some ice and I'm
You
just
can use
gonna
the tea leaves if you want.
Oh, I'm
tea
so
leaves.
much better with alcohol, but okay, tea leaves and ice, and then I've got a flask of just rum. I don't know if you want this, but I have it all the time for me.
Yeah,
I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah, no, I'll take some.
You want some of that? Okay. Okay, so she has, yeah. And I do the thing, by the way, when I did spike her drink before, I did the swipe up with my finger on her teacup, but you wouldn't be able to see.
Of course. Yeah, she wouldn't have noticed it. She has become extremely loose-lipped with you and is now also teaching you techniques.
Yes.
And now you can go ahead and try this spell if you'd want. And because if you practice it, if it becomes a rote, then I'll let you take, -1 to your difficulty when you use it. So the highest sphere that you're using is Spirit 1, Life 1. It's just kind of a perception spell. So the highest sphere you're using is 1, and it's coincidental. So that means you only need 1 success. Would you like to roll your roll your spirit. You could roll Spirit 2 to get more dice because you have 2 in Spirit. So roll 2 Spirit and plus I think this is going to be like wits. I think to notice things.
Okay.
And you only need 1 success, and it's coincidental. But please roll to see if you gain more paradox by doing this.
Oh, sure. And then so I have a 5. I rolled a 5 on the die.
You get 1 more paradox.
Okay.
And go ahead and
I already have 3 paradox. Do I do that as well?
Yeah, so that goes into your dice pool. So what is your wits plus spirit? Is it 4?
It's 4.
Yeah. So 3 paradox plus 1 more paradox. It means you're rolling only paradox dice right now.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I think.
Or bad. Could be bad.
It could be bad. Okay. Let's see. I got 1 success. 2 successes because of 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's enough. And you didn't get any 10s and you didn't fail. So you did it. So you look at her pattern and you see you really do see but you also see all this energy kind of flowing along. Other types of will workers would call her chakras. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
But you see that she's got this, for a moment in the spirit realm, this enormous crown of
she's
metals.
Got gold.
Yeah. She's got this halo of nettles and thorns floating around her head, and it's sending out light, and it's like the light of a very early morning, and there's almost kind of a cold air to it, and the smell of the forest for a second, and then she's like, okay, that's enough, and kind of disperses your spell.
Oh.
It's can't have you finding out too much about us reclaimers.
No, I mean, that was incredible. You are so majestic. The ice told me how majestic you were, and it was a lot of majestic.
You can make 1 more roll for me if you don't mind, Amy. I think that Charlotte should roll. Wits again because I'm going to see if she noticed something. Plus occult, which she doesn't have. So just roll your wits and see if you notice something.
Oh my god. Okay. No, a 2 and a 4. So nope.
You didn't notice some extra little occult thing, but
Dang it.
So she's giving you a way to find cyborgs and robots by kind of looking through their pattern and seeing what kind of energy they have.
Okay.
Any last words with our friend Barbara, who insists that you call her Rex Nemorensis?
Okay, Rex Nemorensis.
That is my title, child.
Rex
If you are a true sister, you will use it.
Well, I really appreciate you spending time with me, Rex Nemorensis. I want to maybe.
And what is your shadow name, honey?
My shadow name is Frox Grox.
Frox Grox. Honey, don't make a joke of this.
Oh no, I thought I had to have one.
If you're dealing with the technocracy, you're going to need a shadow name. Names have power, girl.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh. Well, maybe should I? Can it be? I mean, yours is Rex Nemorensis. Does it have to sound like that, or could it be another name that has meaning to me?
It must have meaning to you.
Okay. This isn't a joke. I have a sister, but she died 3 days after she was born, but she did have a name, and it was Geraldine. So maybe that could be
Geraldine. Sister Geraldine. And she pats your cheek and she goes, that is a name of power. Our audience has ended. The sun is low in the sky. And she goes back to watching her TV. Meanwhile, across town, who was going where? I completely forget. I inhabited Barbara.
Yes, you did.
Can we say that Avi is sitting in the car outside, sitting in the car with Jerry, who drove us there outside of the.
Oh my god!
House.
I named another NPC Jerry. It's like Jared, Jerry, Geraldine.
We can keep it straight. We got so Jerry is like looking at you and is like,
he's like,
so
in the driver's seat, and I'm in the back. What is?
How do you know, Charlie?
How do I know her?
Yeah,
I see her.
You see her.
Yeah.
You guys are dating?
No.
No.
So
what do you mean by see? Usually when people say they're seeing each other, that means they're...
I see her because I see her soul within her vessel. Do you understand? The processes of spiritual and physical exile and redemption and that cycle I see.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's should I turn some music on, or what do you like? Oldies?
Yeah.
I love how you're playing this character, Aaron. I think that he's so out there that he gets some points for it. Please add that he has a flaw, and I really want to make it about his fugue states, because last time you said that he just woke up not remembering things.
Yeah.
So there's a place on your sheet called Other Traits. You can write flaw, fugue states. I think that's a 4-point flaw, and I'm going to trade that with you for something else. Why don't you tell me something else that you'd like to have for your character?
Well, I based on my awareness talent, I have another trait where I can see auras.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
It's like an aura. I mean, I think I get that. I wrote it down because I have 4 in awareness.
Okay, great. You have it. I'm trading you the fact that I can mess with you and with your, like, the way you're playing your character's sort of connection to reality. But you can see auras. Done. Okay. That's it's not even a spell. You can just do it. Okay. That's a merit that you have.
Cool.
And now let me talk to our friend Maria. Maria, you were investigating something. You were going to look something up. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna contact my friends over at Pittsburgh for the People.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out to Bree at Pittsburgh for the People.
So Bree at Pittsburgh for the People is like, hey, what's up?
Hey Bree.
Did you call her or did you show up?
I think I just called her.
Okay, great. She's like, hey, what's up?
I don't think I know where she lives.
Nobody texts. I mean, nobody calls anymore. You realize that, right?
Yeah. No, I know. Listen, this is gonna be weird. Have you encountered anything strange at these protests? I'm talking like guys who didn't go down when they should, people who didn't look right, just anything weird.
Interesting. Why do you ask? That's such a strange question.
Why do I ask? I'm just.
Did you see something weird?
I saw something weird. I did.
Wow. No, but I can tell you that the fascists are, really kind of stepping it up lately. I mean, I think that they've got some kind of new leadership. There's a lot of chatter online. I mean, local.
Yeah, what are you seeing? I know you've got your fingers in the various Telegram groups they use.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, there's some new guy that's kind of riling them all up. And he's like, he's everything. He's Proud Boy. He's QAnon. He's probably KKK. I mean, I'm not even. He's got all the membership cards.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know last name. They just keep throwing around this guy Liam.
Wow. Yeah, because that's what I was actually calling about. Is Proud Boys. The Proud Boys usually ain't shit. Like they talk a big game. They puff up their chests, but they don't go hard in the streets.
They're going hard now. This guy's got him going hard, I think.
Yeah. Damn, Liam. Do you know any idea where he is or any of that?
I don't know. He just always seems to show up to everything. I mean, it's like, if there's like a Pittsburgh trending topic, it feels like he's there. He's there. And
yeah, totally.
And his idiots are with him. Have you seen him?
I haven't seen him. But I must have seen
handsome guy.
Handsome.
He looks kind of like Zac Efron, but like mixed with kind of like Chris Hemsworth a little bit.
Are we talking like High School Musical Zac Efron or like
no later buff Zac Efron?
Buff Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
that does match the description of the guy that you bumped into.
Oh, the one
whose face was caved in and then wasn't. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. I think I might have actually might have run into this guy just last night.
Oh. So did he do something weird?
You could say that.
You're so mysterious all the time.
Sorry.
Girl, you are so crazy.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know. I think we're playing an action this weekend.
Yeah?
Where you're in? You guys can be there, right?
We can always be there.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have we're just gonna be out there.
Okay, is this with the coalition? You got an
LG showing it's like there's all this stuff that piles up, right? So we do a specific protest for, immigration, and then we do one for LGBTQ, then we do one for, and it's and then gun control, and then the news moves on, and then we just don't go back to that stuff. So we're just going to be out there for everything this week. It's going to be gigantic. It's going to be huge. I'm bringing in everyone. I'm calling in all my favors. We are going to stop traffic in downtown. Are you in for this?
I think that Maria probably understands this is maybe not a safe idea.
It's not a safe idea.
But I don't think she could tell. I don't think Bree's the kind of person you can tell not to plan an action.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Just make sure everyone's safe. I don't know.
We're always safe. We're always safe. We're gonna outnumber them 10-1. It's gonna be a day the city's gonna remember. I can't wait to see you there.
I'll be there.
All right. So you found out some things. The Cabal can meet back up, or does someone else have some business they'd like to take care of? Actually, we haven't really heard from Avi yet. How does Avi investigate something like this?
Avi could potentially reach out to some of his various contacts to get a feel for what's going on, or he could kind of hit his library for information about robots.
Interesting. Okay, so if you want to use your contacts, we said that there were like different people who had tried to kind of recruit you and you'd kind of denied. Would you like to talk to them, or would you rather use the library and try to find out things about cyborgs and robots, androids, things like that?
I'd rather use the library. So okay. While we're sitting in the car outside of the Karen house, the Reclaimers, I'm like on my phone, hooked up to some buried files, looking at strange information.
Great. Give me an internet research roll, or not an internet research roll, your library, your personal. So your library is special. It's not just like a bunch of books on magic that any of us could order off of Amazon.com and Jeff Bezos. It actually it has like proprietary secret information that only mages and maybe mages in this city know, right? You have cobbled together notes, journals from other people. You've talked to other mages who've told you things that you wrote down. That's what your library is. And so if you would like, you can roll your intelligence plus academics plus your library. And based on the number of successes you get, I will tell you that much information. Okay,
so intelligence plus academics plus what?
Library.
Plus library. Okay. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yeah. So, you know a bunch of secret stuff. It's turning out Avi's got all the secrets. So, here's the deal. You know that mages need nodes, right? They're those sacred sites. These witches that, for example, Charlotte is talking to, hang out in Gravity Hill because there's this weird park where objects roll uphill and it has like some sacred earth power to it. And you also know, based on your research, Avi, that an android or some sort of artificial being that technically science, according to the mundane, says can't exist yet, would have to be near one of these sacred sites to like survive, or else like reality would start to make it fall apart because people don't believe it's possible, right? It would have to kind of just venture out occasionally, but it would have to be feeding on, some kind of magical power from like a sacred site. And because you got 5 successes, you know that the sacred site that it feeds on would have to be technologically based, because it couldn't go to Stonehenge and get anything that would help it survive. It would have to be able to draw from a sacred site that's related to technology. And so your notes point out 2 possibles. In Carnegie Mellon, you don't know exactly where underneath the 80 buildings, but there is reportedly a secret technocracy site called the Mine. In fact, the U.S. Mining Administration gave a lot of the land that became Carnegie Mellon to the university. Back when the university was founded, there were actual mines underneath the university, and that the technocracy has something down there, or did. There's also one other area that you think is a potential sacred site, and that is the Westinghouse Atom Smasher in Forest Hills. there was an actual atom smasher in Forest Hills outside of Pittsburgh that has been decommissioned and placed on its side and waiting to be restored or turned into a museum or something someday. And you think that the atom smasher is also probably a source of kind of power for Magi, according to your notes, according to what other mages have told you.
Got it. So yeah, Avi is sitting in the back of the car with Jerry, who's like listening to he's listening to music, trying not to pay attention to Avi, just muttering to himself in the back seat of the car. And after a few minutes of muttering, Avi just starts laughing to himself and then goes quiet and then looks up in the rearview mirror and meets Jerry's gaze and it's like, do you have a cigarette?
No, I don't smoke.
Fuck.
And that's when Charlie comes back and is like, oh my God, I didn't know you liked the traveling Wilburys, Avi.
I actually put this on. Are you like this band?
Oh yeah, great. Yeah. This is awesome.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I like them. Yeah.
This guy's a fucking moron.
Whoa.
All right, Avi, you're at a 10 right now.
Sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
Are we dropping off your kid brother here and I know this really great place to get seafood on a patio. I know we're pretty far inland. I guess it's river seafood.
Jerry, I think at this I'm really tired. And it's
sure.
It's I know that Avi's a lot. Sorry, Avi, you are.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But Jerry, I think tonight's I don't know. You see what happened. No, a lot of stuff. I'm not. I have to say I'm so boring. I'm normally so boring. It's just that
cool.
I got really popular for some reason.
No, we had fun out here. We rolled Avi, didn't we? We rolled a can. It looked like it was going up the hill. That's like a lot. That was fun. You weren't there, so maybe you and I could come back sometime. Let me drive you guys home. Yeah,
let's have you. Yeah, I'm tired. Avi, you should probably come to my apartment.
I think.
You hear that, Jerry? She wants me to go to her apartment.
No, Jerry, it's not.
Maria was maybe on the phone just outside the car. I think she'd probably gone with y'all.
Cool.
Oh, she's here too now. Okay, great.
She's here too. So I think she just hops in the back. And it's like,
cool. Okay. Everybody's here. Let's
Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay, Avi, Charlie. Shit's getting real. I think we need to go to Lawrenceville.
Hey, Jerry, could you get out of the car for a second?
It's my car. So
just
maybe
Jerry, please. Thank you.
Just get out of the car.
Jerry, I've got a smooch in it for you.
I'll give you guys some privacy.
Is that very sexy?
I don't know how much you haven't magicked him, so even he has a limit. But go ahead, guys.
Now he's standing outside of his own car in the rain.
It's raining too. Okay, great. It's raining.
Okay. I'm gonna have to kiss this guy. I'm not gonna be mad about it. It's obviously what I'd rather do tonight, but I guess the city of Pittsburgh is important. What'd you find out, Maria? What shit is going down?
Okay, so that guy, what with the crumpled face, turns out his name is Liam, and he's new on the Pittsburgh fash scene. He's apparently just rabble rousing all sorts of shit. It turns out that the fascists here, they're organizing, they're building, and they're all converging. And there's going to be a big action this weekend. I think it's going to be bad.
Nazi fucks.
Well, the Verbena crew is. I think they're combating this, but in a way that it's just way below my pay grade. They're entering the spirit realm to fight against the masculine energy, which from what I could tell was similar. but I do have a tool now. No big deal, but I can suss out someone's aura, or not aura. I can suss out if someone is organic or not, basically. So if we wind up going to town on some folks, I can point us in the right direction at least.
Have you done it to that guy out there?
Jerry?
What if he's a robot?
Yeah. I heard my name.
Can we get a visual description of Jerry?
Sure. Since Amy created him, I think she should give the visual description of
Okay. So this guy's totally he looks blue collar. He's got longer hair than like a corporate guy, I guess, and some scruff. But he's also he could be intimidating. He's like a larger guy. He's got some meat on his bones, and he would be intimidating, except he does have a little bit of a like softer demeanor, I guess. So I say, I'd say he's, I guess, like Brendan Fraser, but like Brendan Fraser.
He's Brendan Fraser.
Wow, amazing.
What a perfect description.
He would be intimidating if he wasn't so, just like
if he wasn't Brendan Fraser.
He's intimidating in a couple things. Just a couple times I've seen him.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were just talking about me. You weren't calling me.
No. Actually, I just didn't want to give you something. I wanted to give you something to do. Do you want some? I just have this flask of rum. If you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Close the door.
I haven't.
Close the door.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess with that, I want to kind of, while he's drinking, do my spell.
Great.
And I guess I gave him my alcohol, but I probably have another flask.
Yeah. You know what? Let's see. It's a new scene. Normally the duration would last a scene. So yeah, I think you have to do it again. Go ahead and roll your paradox to see if your paradox goes up.
Okay.
And then go ahead and use wits plus spirit 2, and you're also using life 1 to see if his pattern has been compromised in any way.
Okay, so is that okay, so that's 4 dice, spirit and wits. Mm-hmm. And then I rolled a 5 on the dice, so I do get another paradox, and I have 3, so that's all 4 are paradox dice.
Yeah, and you are using ice in something or grains or something?
I think yeah, because Barbara wouldn't have just. I'll say that I took. She gave me a thermos of ice. Like
great.
Yeah.
No problem. She did.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing about rotes is you can't do them a different way. If you get the -1, you have to always do it the one way.
Okay, so I'm gonna learn a lot more about tea at some point, but for now she's given me the tools. And I stir the thermos, and everyone y'all are looking at me kind of like, what the actual? Don't worry about it. This is just how it has to happen. So I have to stir, and then I look at Jerry. Hi, and then I look down, and then I look up, and I got a 10 and an 8, but I got two ones.
10 and an 8, but that's but the difficulty was only 1, so you succeeded.
So I succeeded. Okay.
So if you fail and you get ones, that's bad, but
Gotcha.
You didn't fail. So when you're looking at the ice, they kind of seem to sort of sink beneath the liquid for a moment, at a really important moment. And when you look up at Jerry, you can see like he's alive. You can feel some warmth off of him, but there is no glow. There is no power. There's no illusion surrounding him. He's just meat suit with blood inside.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a soul clinging to him, but it's very, very much asleep.
Wow. Well, he's a sleeper, guys, and he's not an android, but man, I don't know. There's something about seeing someone's essence who's a sleeper. I don't know. You should have seen this lady. Barbara was Barbara, but then she was this ultra human something else. And now looking at Jerry, I mean, this is just friend to friend. I'm a little turned off.
Yeah, it's unattractive, right? What if you could look at everyone's soul before you dated them? That might be useful.
Yeah, he's just kind of a dud. I thought he was, he's cute and all, but beneath the surface is just not much.
He opens the door again. And he's like, I keep hearing my name. I got to go to work tomorrow, so I think I'm driving us home.
Can you bring us to my place in Lawrenceville? Is that too out of your way?
No, it's fine. I don't mind. And he is driving you to Lawrenceville, and we can skip to your apartment unless anybody has anything they want to do while the drive is happening. No? Okay. So you end up at Maria's apartment in Lawrenceville, and you should probably rest. I mean, the funniest thing about role-playing games is people are always like, then we do this, and I'm always like, do you go to sleep? And they're like, we do not. The entire adventure happens in 3 hours after we met in the tavern.
Yeah.
But there's a couple days before, and I'm saying a couple days because if I start saying specifically how many days, that really affects how we play. There's a couple days before that action, before that protest. So you have a couple of days to investigate, try to track this guy down if that's what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Avi, I would ask, do you share what you learned with your friend?
Yeah. So when we get to Maria's apartment, Avi is going to bring up a map of Pittsburgh, just like on the. Can I use the computer?
That's up to
Maria.
Mine? Yeah. Yeah, of course.
And he'll go in and bring up a map of Pittsburgh and look at, in relation, the locations of Carnegie Mellon and the potential location of this mine and the Westinghouse Atom Smasher in relation to the location of this planned action.
Yeah, so the Westinghouse Atom Smasher is pretty far outside of the city in Forest Hills, in this kind of idyllic suburban community outside of the city. It is, I think, south of the city. Let me look here. Forgive me. It's actually to the east a little bit of like the downtown, right? A little bit to the southeast. The planned action is right in the center of downtown. So the distance between the Westinghouse Atom Smasher and downtown Pittsburgh is like, I don't know why this matters to me, but suddenly I want to tell you the mileage. It's like a 20-minute ride. It's like a 20-minute ride away. So it's not insanely far away. It's not like a day trip or anything. And then Carnegie Mellon is much closer to the city proper. It's much more closer to downtown. It's like, and you've actually done like a smart thing, Avi, because by knowing that the mining land that was given over to the university is not all of the university land. It gives you kind of a more specific part of the university to kind of look around. You're not dealing with 80 buildings, right?
Right.
Interesting.
And so as we look at this, Avi will sort of go to explain what he's found. Do you have a TV? Can we put on Fox News?
Oh, that's a really good idea.
God, I don't have cable. I just have.
All right, I'll go on my phone and bring up just like the Fox News streaming and put it on.
Yeah, we just use a projector, and we usually just hook up like a computer to it.
That's fine. It just as long as it's going. For an android or any parahuman creation needs to be near a node, not a spiritual node or a magical node, but specifically a node of technological power. And there's two near Pittsburgh. There's the Carnegie Mellon. There's the mine underneath Carnegie Mellon, and potentially the Westinghouse Atom Smasher. And from the looks of this, I'd say our best bet is going to be the mine.
It's a mine. That's really interesting to me. I'm from Philadelphia, and
yeah, we know.
Okay.
Rub it in.
Okay. Yeah, it's not my fault. It's a superior city, but I'm from Philadelphia.
Why don't you move back there?
I'm not gonna go live.
No, I know.
With my parents. Anyway. Wow. Did not. Okay. Sorry. Philadelphia is crisscrossed by an underground network of tunnels that the Freemasons used to use. I wonder if there's something similar here.
Makes sense.
That would make a lot of sense. So, should we go there?
To Carnegie Mellon.
Underneath the Carnegie Mellon? Do you have a map of underneath? Do you have, Avi, would there be a way to find the Freemason tunnels?
Maybe. I could try to get access to some of their information.
Or we can just go to a lodge.
Maria, you might have a better chance at doing that than I would. But if we can look at their maps and diagrams, we might be able to pinpoint a possible location cross-referenced with this information for the mine.
If you guys want to, you can research this for a while. Is that what I hear you're doing?
I think I might want to. I want to contact either like my mom or my dad or find a lodge here in Pittsburgh.
Okay, interesting. I love that. Let's, if you don't mind, unless people really are intent on like staying up all night in your apartment, I'm going to kind of cut to the next day as your storyteller.
My parents are asleep. It's after
Great.
Yeah, they're asleep.
Yeah.
So maybe one thing you do think, all of you, is after all this talk about nodes and sacred sites, is that, man, we could really use one, because what's everybody's paradox at this point?
I'm at 3.
I'm at 3.
I'm at 5.
Okay, so you're okay. You're not, that whole circle's not filled. But the only way to get rid of paradox is with a sacred site, a node. And I think that sometimes the Verbena let you use theirs, Charlie. Sometimes, I don't know what the Hollow ones, what their practice is here in Pittsburgh. Or Avi, what you've been doing, but eventually, or maybe you guys have just been getting rid of your paradox by having it kind of backlash on you occasionally, which can get more and more dangerous, as you know. So the next day, there is a Greater Pittsburgh Masonic Center. It's located in North Hills, minutes from downtown, and it's home to a number of Masonic and fraternal organizations. Are you going to go there, Maria?
I think before I risk doing that, I'm just going to try calling my dad.
Oh, right. Your dad. Okay, great. Tell me about him a little bit.
So I'm from a long line of Masons, and I think my dad probably has stepped down, but I think he was Grand Master of one of the smaller lodges in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And we do not have a great relationship. But he was very upset with me. I think he was Grand Master when I transitioned, and he ultimately had to cast the vote to say I had to be kicked out of the temple.
Holy shit, this is huge. Okay. Yeah. So you call him. And what does he do? Is he retired, or does he have a job?
I think that he still works, but only part-time.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he does something in, I think he does something in industry, if that's okay.
Perfect.
Because the Masons love that kind of work. And if he was a Grand Master, he probably works doing very specific type of maintenance on certain industrial process equipment. But he is getting older, so he does way less hours now, and they kind of call him in to consult a little more than actually get into the device and turn the wrench. So he answers the phone. Hello?
Hey, Dad.
Hi.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Look. Was your mom not available? What's
Listen, we don't have to talk long. I have a question for you.
a question? Okay. Yeah.
It's listen, I wouldn't be calling you if it weren't really important.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I need to know if you have a map or anything of a tunnel system in Pittsburgh.
You want to know if there are Masonic tunnels in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want you going down and messing around in some sort of tunnel system. Okay? And on top of that, you know it's not easy for me to say this. You are no longer a Mason. So I hope you're not planning on, setting up some sort of offshoot group.
No, there's no lodge.
Because the precepts and the principles of our order are very specific. And because I told you.
Dad. Yeah, I know. We don't
certain
have to rehash that.
certain prospects are unsuitable for membership.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about any of that. It's fine. Honestly, I have no interest in being a Mason anymore. Okay? I get it. We've been through that. I understand. But listen, Dad, I think lives are on the line here. And
all right, I don't know. I mean, let me ask some of the old guys at the lodge and see if they know anything.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
He hangs up. So we'll let that sit for a moment, and then I will ask, what is the next move? He will get the information back to you as soon as he can. But in the meantime, what's the rest of our cabal doing?
We could just go on campus and try to figure it out. I mean, I don't know how much my spell will do for non-humans, or how far I could even reach it. But if we can target it in the flesh, or I don't know, maybe we'll see something. It just seems like, getting the secondhand information is only so good.
If we can get close enough to be able to see the patterns, I might be able to sense it.
I'm ready to do something. Yeah.
Let's go to Carnegie Mellon.
And then we'll just look out, keep your phone on, Maria, and we'll hope for a text from your dad.
Okay. So you guys get to the university, and you've narrowed it down to this kind of one hillside where some of the major buildings are situated. And it's a beautiful university, just immaculately taken care of, and it's a place of science and industry and engineering. Maybe one of the few parts of Pittsburgh that doesn't look like it's rusting, and happy students who they're wearing their personalities on their chest. They're just like, I'm a quirky science type. Like a lot of them are like E equals MC. What? Like they're just like walking along and being sort of maybe slightly.
Well, before we get there, I want to assign roles. Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't know what happened just now. Yeah,
it was my quirky science shirt. I was being the guy.
Oh, thank you, Quirky. So this is what the students look like, Clinton trucks. And what were you going to say, Amy?
Well, I want to look somewhat like we belong there. So, So I want to do some prep so that in case we're stopped, because I feel like I'm definitely. Well, I'll just suggest it to the group that we assign roles of like a group who could be there, and maybe someone's giving us a college tour, and I want to be is there a way for life magic to like reduce my years to make it look like I'm potentially like a young high schooler like on a tour?
There is. So at, I think, Life 2, you can start to change your cosmetic features. You can't actually like gain, claws or something, or maybe you can, but like, small features. You can nudge yourself. So do you want to look like college age?
Yeah. Or
That's awesome.
I want to look. I actually want to look high school age, because I don't know if a college age person would be hanging out in a group of 3. Like, I want to look like I'm on a tour, and maybe one of my other compatriots could be giving the tour. But I want to look, 17.
That's no problem for, unfortunately, Charlotte can't work that kind of magic, but but it looks like Maria can, because Maria has that 3 in life.
I think Maria is like, listen, like I can do this, but there are grad students, like, we don't have to look 17.
Well, I know, but I'm like 40.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's awesome. Okay. Look, if you do this and the spell goes off successfully, of course, I will allow you to use it as an advantage or a benefit later. As a storyteller, I'm not going to make you go through something for nothing. But there is risk involved, and the risk is rolling that dice. You're having your Cabal mate roll a dice pool that's got 3 paradox dice in it.
Well, I would never make a mage do magic without consent. Of
course.
But I just feel very out of place on the campus. I guess I could, if you don't want to do it, I could dress like an administrator or a dean, but I think that would be.
Listen, I'll do it.
Honestly, if we just put on face masks and walk like we're supposed to be there, who's going to say anything?
Avi, face masks?
Yeah, there's a pandemic. Face masks.
Oh my God! I thought you meant like Bill Clinton, like full.
That would also be fine.
That life magic didn't have to work very hard to make the witch think that Charlotte maybe is slow to catch on. That mind magic, rather. So I think that we should do this just because I think it's really interesting that this is part of how Charlotte, as a witch, as a mage, as a member of the Verbena, this is how she carries out her quests, right? I mean, she has a different style than you guys. You guys are like, let's just walk in, and Charlotte is insisting, no, I need to kind of fit in.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing that, and if your Cabalman is willing to help you, then she can transform you.
Yeah,
Maria, it will just help. You know how I am with people. I can really become,
Yeah. Listen,
then let's.
Deal.
Yeah.
I'll do this. You have to teach me that Android finder spell.
Ooh, I can totally. I don't know if I can teach it, but I can show you. Yeah, sure. I'd love. I mean, we need this, so sure. Yes, I can at least give it a shot.
Okay, great. So, in order to youthify our friend Charlie, you will need Maria to use your life of, I think 2 should do it because it's just a cosmetic change. And you need to tell me what attribute you're going to add to that. This is vulgar magic, so this will be a difficulty 3 spell.
Okay. I think this is probably going to come down to wits. The question is going to be like, what subtle features of the face do you manipulate to make?
That's a really good way of looking at it. I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
So for you, that means you have a wits of 3. You're only using life 2 to do this. So that's 5 dice, but you need 3 successes. Are you using a tool that would help you?
Sure. Yeah. Let's. Yeah, I'll use my tool. I might even. I'll bust out my first aid kit, and I think that the way I work with things, just from my background, sculpting feels natural to me. I think I might get my first aid kit and get like a tongue depressor or a Q-tip out and just using it to kind of sculpt details in her face like that.
Right, and I think that your first aid kit being a magical tool, it has stuff in it you wouldn't expect. Like it seems like it has more stuff in it that maybe should even fit in there. And you keep pulling out like, maybe there's some makeup involved, but yes, there's also tongue depressor and all of this stuff. And so that'll give you -1 difficulty. So you only need to get 2 successes on this roll.
Oh, cool.
But remember, you gain 1 paradox automatically for a vulgar spell. You know what? You're also taking extra time. There's no reason you can't take your time with this, right?
Yeah. No,
1 success is all you need. You're taking like an hour to do it. So you only need 1 success, but go ahead and roll to see if you gain paradox, and then you automatically gain 1 paradox.
I do gain another paradox.
Okay.
So I'm rolling 5 paradox dice here.
Okay, they're all paradox dice, and we're working
goodness.
on Charlie's face. I can't wait to see what happens.
That is 2 success. Oh, what, 6 and up is a success?
That's right.
1 success.
1 success. But that's all you needed in the end, right? That's
All
what
I
we
needed.
said was all you needed in the end, because you had taken extra time and you used the magical tool. And so you've done it, and you step away from Charlie, and you guys, like, even magic's even kind of magical to you sometimes. You were looking at a 17-year-old version of Charlie now.
My posture is just a little worse, honestly, because it's like I'm gangly a little, and I'm like leaning in, and it just looks like the way I deal with things is giggling. Any emotion, the way I deal with any emotion is just.
So that means that this will last 1 scene. So the next scene is how long it will last, unless you do some more magic to kind of keep it up somehow. And so whenever you're ready, you guys can go start looking around this section of Carnegie Mellon.
Let's do it. Thanks, Maria.
Of course. Listen, honestly, I don't get enough opportunities to do that. So.
That's what's kleine Punemkinder. You look like a child.
Oh, but that's the goal, I guess. Look at this.
Yeah.
My lips are fuller.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of uncanny and a little bit strange. Like this is who you were. Like you look in the mirror and this is who you were like over 20 years ago. It probably, I mean, I know it would me. I don't know about Charlie. Fills you with a little bit of an emotion.
Yeah.
But now you're around so many people that look like you, because you're all more lanky gigglers are moving around you, carrying books and backpacks over their shoulder, and heading off to their classes.
So I mean, all bets aside, like, how old are y'all's characters? Like, do we look like friends, or do we look like you're my mom and dad?
Avi is 32.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Maria is 30.
30. Okay. So maybe, because I feel like just knowing what Charlie does, she would assign roles. So maybe could one of y'all be giving a tour?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
I think Avi, maybe you are, just because you know the direction of the maps and stuff, and you would be holding the map. And then Maria might be, going to, or pretending to be a student,
looking for a grad school program.
Sure, I'm sure I can give a.
Just in case anyone stops us, because
normal tour.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think that, again, it's interesting. This is part of a ritual almost that Charlie is conducting here. And if you use
I want to channel Halloween, where we all become something else.
Oh, excellent.
That's the holiday.
Okay, great. So you have like a Halloween work schedule in your pocket somewhere, right? Because that's one of the things you use.
Yes.
And so you guys have entered the university, and I can tell you that right now, if someone asks you, your disguise would kind of hold up to snuff, a casual glance. If someone really questioned you, you might have to make some rolls. But right now, no one thinks it's weird that you're here or untoward. However, you do find yourself looking at, a couple buildings. I mean, like in this section, I mean, this is miles of territory that the mining administration handed over to the university all the way back in the very early 1900s. And so, tell me where you would begin to look for this like technocracy hideout or this robot. Tell me how you would look.
As mages, can we sense if we're approaching a node?
I can with prime magic.
Maybe that's the way to find this place.
That's a great.
Yeah, I think I can sort of reach out to find the quintessence given off by a node.
So tell me what kind of ritual you're going to conduct, Avi.
Let's see here. Oh no, we lost someone.
No. She probably just hopped up for a second.
Okie dokie. Let me look at my magic. I will attune my etheric senses to perceive quintessence from nearby nodes, and Avi will sort of, as he walks, he'll lay his palms sort of facing flat down towards the ground so that he can feel the nodes with his strange hand tattoos.
Oh, great. So last time you used your hand tattoos for time. Do you have any other tools that you use for prime?
Oh, okay. Prime time.
Prime time, baby. So it just helps us get like a really cool full picture of your character if you don't use the same tool for everything and you have different kind of go-tos. And Aaron, you can have something planned already, or you can pull it out of your ass right now. It's completely up to you. By pulling it out of your ass, I mean improvise.
I will reach beneath his shirt and pull out a small pendant of a khamsa, which is a hand with an eye in the middle, and will allow that little pendant to sort of help him tap.
Yeah, it starts swinging, and it's looking for prime. So I see that Avi has prime of 3. He only needs 1 to sense a strong prime signature like a node. But if he wants to like kind of supercharge it, he could roll all 3 of his dice so that he's like, but he only needs, so his difficulty will only be 1, and this is coincidental as well. So he just needs to roll to see if he gains another paradox, and then he just needs to roll prime 3 plus probably wits because you're trying to see something, but you could maybe say something else if you have an idea.
Okay. Let's see. What do I need to roll first to see if I gain paradox? Just one
die and see if it comes up 6 or above.
Okay, yeah, that's a 9.
Okay. So you do not gain paradox.
Oh,
you do not.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Nice. That's good. Okay. I will. Oh, sorry. What's next? What do I do next?
No problem. Now you're going to roll your prime magic plus an attribute. And I suggested wits because you're trying to see something, but maybe you have a different pitch.
Can I use my awareness?
Awareness, I usually like to use attributes because when you're calling on magic, you're calling on the very fiber of your being, not your knowledge and law. You know what I mean? Like, or your firearms ability. So I need an attribute.
What about my resolve? It's more of an
absolutely that
more
works
of an
perfectly.
Intuitive than a cognitive.
Yes, that sounds good. Resolve plus prime. That's a 6 dice pool. You need 1 success. How many of these are? But 5 of these are paradox dice, right?
Correct.
Okay, here we go.
That is 2 successes, but I rolled a 1 on my paradox dice.
1 only matters if you fail. So the ones
okay.
only matter. You only botch, you only critical miss if you fail and roll 1s on your paradox dice. So you have rolled a success. Did you get? You didn't get 2 10s by any chance, did you?
I only got 1 10.
You got 1 10. Let me see. Let me see something. I just want to see something. Because you got 110. Is it on a paradox die?
It was on the paradox dice. Yes,
It was on the paradox die. Okay. Here we go. A critical win is in which 1 or more 10s appear on the paradox dice. Results. Okay. So, but you didn't critical win. You have to have 2 10s to do that. So you just succeeded. And so your little amulet, your little Hamsa sign. I'm sorry. What is the name of it exactly? Did I pronounce that correctly?
It's a Hamsa.
Hamsa sign. It sort of like starts to kind of swing really in one direction, and you notice that it's pointing toward a kind of an old-looking brick building, not one of the more modernist architectures around here.
All right, yeah, I'll lead the group in that direction.
Very good. You head in that direction, and soon you are entering this building, which is called, I think it's called, let's see. We're going to call it Hamburg Hall. Is that a real hall in Carnegie Mellon? It is now. It is in my world. So in Hamburg Hall, you kind of enter in, and you see that this is some sort of kind of life sciences building with like, it's a little older. So there's like terrariums with like, pinned butterflies and things like that, and cases in the hall. And let me know. And by the way, and now your like little sigil is kind of like really, it won't swing at all. It's like kind of going straight down.
Mm-hmm. It's right underneath us.
Just because I'm kind of curious to stretch the magic system and learn more about how to use it, I would love to, just before we enter the building, if there's a little patch of grass, just lie down, little nap, a little college person taking a nap in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal here is, with this connection to the grass, I want to sort of combine life and matter magic and maybe wits. And I'm just going to try to kind of pulse my awareness down. I want to do a sort of spiritual radar down through the root systems of the grass and the plants, the worms, feeling the soil, the clay. And I'm going to try to like detect the underground space that we're searching for.
Yeah, so that's great. So go ahead and roll whatever the highest sphere used is there for you. I think that's just a 1 will do this because you're just sensing, right?
Yeah.
But your sphere that you'd be using, I'm sorry, it would be
life.
Would be life. You're looking for life forms down there, right?
I'm trying to use the network of roots and mycelia and worms to try to scope out a map, look for a void.
Yeah, and matter will help too. So you can combine matter into it. Roll for me 3 plus your whatever attribute you're adding to that. That because you're laying down, that sounds like composure to me. So I'm going to allow you to use composure, and yeah, it's meditative. And then on top of that, take 2 off the difficulty, which was already low. It was already like 1, and now 2 is off the difficulty because you're taking time, you're laying down, you're using this kind of really evocative life ritual that you told me about. So I'm going to let it be an automatic success, but please do roll to see if you gain more paradox. That's the only thing that you have to do.
I do not gain more paradox.
Great. And suddenly you feel like you can just sense the earth beneath you, and down beneath Hamburg Hall, you find a vast cavernous space. And because you're using matter magic, you feel the cold steel, that sort of shell that encases this, and somewhere in that big cavernous space, somewhere in that enormous cavern beneath this place, you can see life patterns, and they are humanoid life patterns, and they're moving about down there. And right now you sense 3 of them.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I think there's 3 people down there, from what I could sense at least.
Oh my gosh.
No guarantees, though.
Avi, you were inside the building, right?
I would have stayed with the group.
Okay, great. So you go back out. No, actually, you had it, and then Maria did her ritual, and so and then the teenage Charlie is standing there, kind of looking around. And so, what's the next move, guys? I want to know. Are you going to try to get down there somehow?
Oh, we're getting down.
I think we have to. So, I mean, let's try to find a stairwell. I guess would be
right. Okay, so you guys are going to go into the building to try to get down in there?
Before we go down, being that I'm super paranoid, does it look like we're being followed or watched?
It doesn't. You just see students, but Avi, occasionally they look at you because you guys are standing on like this grassy hillock, and they glance at you for a second.
And I didn't notice any other tunnels, back entrances, in what I discerned.
Ooh, yeah. I think you can lead them down there now, if you'd like. You kind of know exactly where to go. You kind of mapped the place via matter, right? So you kind of know where there is matter and not matter, and you kind of have an idea of the map in your mind. But it's going to fade soon, so unless you used mind magic to kind of remember it, so you need to kind of head down there soon.
Actually, I will use mind magic to do that.
Oh, yeah. Do you have mind?
I have 1 mind.
Oh, that's enough. You can empower your own mind. We'll just say you added that to it already. And not only did you feel exactly where the earth is and is not and where the life forms are, you just used mind magic to kind of go ahead and say, I never forget this until I want to.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm hoping maybe there's this is an old building. Maybe there's an old maintenance entrance that's been forgotten.
Well, in fact, that's exactly what there is. And you are led to it by Maria, and the rickety kind of rusting metal stairs kind of catwalk down into the gloom.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is so scary.
Don't worry. I have a gun.
You have a gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit. Avi with a gun is terrifying. Okay. Let me know when you're going to head down.
I think.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm
My
ready.
therapist doesn't know about it. But...
Okay. We're going to talk about your gun, but I'm glad you have it for now.
You should tell your therapist, I think.
She's a fucking...
Okay.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
She is
I
right,
will.
but
I will.
Let's descend.
Let's descend.
Okay, you are descending, and let's see. You get like halfway down this kind of rickety staircase when suddenly you hear kind of movement and like doors like shutting below, like heavy metal doors shutting below.
Okay. I think at this point I do want to stop, and I just want to do a basic like invigoration, kind of just a group hug, but I'm just boosting our strength and maybe hardening our skin a little bit.
Oh, interesting. You're going to harden everybody's kind of skin?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do? All right. This is going to be a fast casting because I can tell you that as you do this, you hear a voice call up, "Who's up there?
Oh.
You're not authorized to be in this area." Here comes the casting. So I think if you want to make everybody have armored skin, that is armored, you mean a little bit more durable to punishment, I understand.
Yeah.
I think it is, though, a little bit vulgar. Like you were actually changing your friend's skin in this moment. And so you must roll life 3 a life 3. So the difficulty, and it's vulgar. So it's going to be a 4 successes difficulty. And you are fast casting, which means it's 5 successes of difficulty.
Oh shoot!
You can.
And I just got young, moisturized skin, and now we're hardening it back up.
I know
it'll look the same.
Okay.
Great. So
you need 5 successes on a life plus. What are you using to do this?
Doing composure. This is.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'll allow it. You know, instead of getting nervous, like she just draws you in, Maria, and it's like, wait for it. Yeah, like, are you using any other tools?
I think, yeah, sure. My first aid kit. This is quick. I'm just gonna reach in, grab it. I've got some balm in there, and I'm just kind of rubbing it.
Yeah,
anointing
I love it. I love it. It's like, there's trouble. Quick, let me lather you up with balm. So only 4 successes are necessary because you're using your tool. And now you can roll composure plus life.
Great. With 6 paradox dice. Here we go.
And remember, you gain a paradox automatically, and you must roll to see if you gain more.
Yeah, I gained the automatic one. I did not gain another one.
Okay, great. Here we go.
5 successes.
5 successes is enough. You do it, and so all of you feel like it's suddenly like your skin like becomes like leather. And it's a good thing that you do, because that is the moment when someone goes, "I said no one's supposed to be up here, down here," and then all of a sudden you feel like the rickety staircase sort of like give way beneath you. Actually, I need to roll for his spell.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3. But he, yeah, okay, no problem. Okay, so
with prime magic, you can like counter other people's magic, right?
You can.
How does that? Can I ask just like how that works?
Yeah, so this game is very simple when it comes to turns and initiative. Everybody just all acts at once on a turn, and then we look at who has the most successes if they were opposing each other, and that's kind of how it works. So does Avi break free of the of Maria's spell and do a counter spell?
Do I have to break free of Maria's spell to do that?
I think so, because you can't really be a part of her spell and be concocting your own at the same time. Like, you've got to be sitting there and concentrating and letting her put balm on you. You kind of need to know a spell is coming, and I don't know that you knew that.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I knew that.
Okay, everyone falls. You guys go falling down this like shaft, and you go a long ass way.
Oh my God.
And then I want everybody to roll stamina for me. But because of Maria's spell, you can add 3 dice.
Wow. Thank God. And just straight stamina, nothing else?
Just straight stamina, everybody.
That's 2 successes for Maria.
Can I try to counteract our long fall using some time magic to slow us down right at the end?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just finish with this stamina thing, and then let's see what happens. Okay. So, who had 2 successes? Charlie.
I had 3. I had 3 successes.
3, and then how'd you do, Maria?
2.
Just straight up stamina.
2, and then just roll your stamina.
0 successes.
Okay, so but did you add 3 for the spell that she gave you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so add 3. Make sure you roll those extra 3.
2.
That was clutch.
2 successes. You all like Avi. You can do this, but I think that let's just you can. I'm not going to have you do it. I think it's going to be so hard. Like,
I would have done it at the last second if it felt like we were about to fall to our.
Yeah, the reason I'm saying don't worry about it is all of you hit the ground hard, but the spell this guy. I got 2 successes on the damage, and all of you got over that many on your stamina because of the reinforcement that your friend did for you. So you guys all hit the ground like extremely hard. Like, Avi, your face goes right into concrete.
Yeah,
but it's like you
metal.
hit it in a helmet or whatever.
Yeah.
And you look up, and there is a guy standing there, African-American man in like a tie with like a pocket protector, and he's holding onto the metal staircase. and he's got like people with flashlights behind him. They look like students. They're like in like track hoodies and stuff like that. And he goes, "Who the hell are you people?" And that's where we'll end for today.
I'm giving a tour.
Yeah, we're taking a tour. Well, maybe. See, Charlie, don't forget that you could lie to him and probably trick him right now.
I also have a lot of simmer down shit going on. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Fantastic session, everybody. You're using your magic. You're also using your skills. You found out so much. You found a hidden technocracy hideout beneath Carnegie Mellon University.
Amazing.
Oh, who would have thought?
So
I
good.
really, really had fun playing with you guys. What do you think of the game so far? Your first time playing?
I love this game.
I love it.
This is awesome.
And
I love
the game, and it's real intuitive. And I love these characters.
Yeah.
And I love how, I like how the idea is magic is anything. What do you want to do? Let's see if it, can happen. Oh, like, I don't know. I just like the idea that it does feel modern as opposed to, I cast Flibberty gibbets and then this happens,
Right, exactly. It would be cool, though, to come up with a character who's just obsessed with D&D and only casts D&D spells.
But like in D&D and other similar systems, magic can be like so narrow. In a lot of ways, it's like, no, you can do this thing and it works exactly this way. And in this game, it's like, what do you want it to be?
Yeah.
Reality.
Where is Avi's paradox? The only so there's that incredible creativity, but what is Avi's paradox at now?
It's at 5. Still,
it's at 5. It's getting high, and the thing is, like, you could potentially get up to like 7, 8, or 10. And I got to tell you, if that goes off, the stuff on my chart that happens when 10 paradox goes off is not good stuff.
But I'm so excited about that.
Hopefully, we'll get to see it. You guys were amazing. Again, I can't wait to play again very soon. Until then, goodbye. Thank you, Aaron Urist, Sarah Rose Caplan, and Amy Vorpahl. Follow them online. Say hello. Tell them you enjoyed seeing them in this show. Thank you, guys.
Jared Logan, everybody.
Jared Logan.
Warlock Jared Logan. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. I am going to... I am going to say goodbye for now. Please join our Discord. Please subscribe if you haven't already, or buy a subscription for someone else. And please, support our channel every way you can. Get on the Discord, say hello, tell us how you feel about our content. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We're on all the socials. And just let us know you're out there. If you'd like to send us a message, send it to streamofbloodroleplaying@gmail.com, and we do respond to those emails. We'd love to hear from you. That's it for me for right now. I'd like to thank Clinton Trucks and Brian Baldinger, my producers and partners, Megan Arch, our social media manager, and Jill Petracek, our art director. This has been a lot of fun. We'll be back to alter reality again very soon. Until then, bye-bye. Happy casting.